Chapter 25:14. Pin Liang wasn't afraid of getting beaten up, but Xiaofu was. One slap from Lin Yi would be enough to kill him. Lin Yi put the 1,000 kuai into his pocket. He didn't care about the money. He only did it to annoy Pin Liang a little, making him shoot himself in the foot. It was also a way to cover up his helplessness in losing, in case Pin Liang used the opportunity to force Meng Yao to abdicate again. Lin Yi took the money and left. Pin Liang cursed Lin Yi for being a coward in his heart, but he didn't dare say it out loud in front of everyone. If he did, the students in the audience might start cursing at him. After all, everyone saw that Pin Liang had lost, and it was reasonable for Lin Yi to reject his challenge. In their eyes, Pin Liang was being shameless. If Pin Liang showed even the slightest bit of dissatisfaction, the students might think that he was a sore loser. And so, Pin Liang didn't have the face to continue setting up the arena. He quickly packed up with Xiaofu and left the arena under the disdainful gazes of the students. The other students dispersed after the two left, and the commotion died down just as quickly as it started. Some of the nosy students had already uploaded the battle report to the school's BBS forum, and Meng Yao and Yushu were the first ones to see the results. Yeah, Shield Bro didn't disappoint us. He beat Pin Liang, Yushu said excitedly as she pointed at the post. Meng Yao, on the other hand, wasn't as excited as Yushu. She sighed helplessly. It looks like Lin Yi won, but he still lost. Lin Yi really can't do anything to Pin Liang with that mid-level golden cicada underwear on. That's true, but Yao Yao, we should be satisfied. This result is much better than I expected, Yushu said. At least Pin Liang can't use this to force us to abdicate and become your bodyguard. We don't have to rack our brains to find an excuse to reject him. As long as I steal his treasure, he'll be waiting to be beaten up. Roar, 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 roar. Shoo, why do you have such a creepy laugh? Meng Yao's hair stood on end from Yushu's laugh. It's been a while since I've messed with people. I'm a little excited now that there's business, Yushu said embarrassedly. Lin Yi's call came in the middle of their conversation. Meng Yao picked it up. Lin Yi, you're back. Yeah, I met Zhong Ping Liang earlier, Lin Yi said. Meng Yao continued before Lin Yi could finish. Yeah, I know. I saw the live broadcast on the school's BBS. You beat him. What do you mean, knocked down? If it was someone else, they would have died long ago. He's not injured at all. This mid-grade golden cicada underwear is really strange, Lin Yi said with a bitter smile. Shield Bro, don't worry. Shu will take care of the rest for you. Yushu grabbed the phone and said to Lin Yi. Shield Bro used to be the one protecting me. This time, I'm going to protect Shield Bro. You. Done. Lin Yi blinked. Shu wants to trade Pin Liang's mid-grade golden cicada underwear. Meng Yao explained Shu's idea to Lin Yi. You can do that. Lin Yi didn't even think of using his low-grade golden cicada underwear to trade Pin Liang's commodity one. If it really worked, then Pin Liang was really unlucky. Roar, roar, roar. Of course it works. Meng Yao mimicked Yushu and laughed evilly. Lin Yi was stunned. Miss, when did Shu infect you? What do you mean infect? We've always been alike, alright. Meng Yao humphed. Alright, I won't bother then. I'll wait for the good news, Lin Yi said. I'll go back first then. I'll pick you guys up tonight. It was the weekend, and although there were people in school, they were all electives. They didn't have to go. Usually, when Lin Yi wasn't home, Meng Yao and Yushu would come to school. Meng Yao and Yushu only came to school for class. They wouldn't come if Lin Yi was at home. Lin Yi came to school, but he didn't plan on going to the electives. He'd just gathered the rainbow steel, pure yellow jade, and blue crystal. It wasn't a big amount, but he wanted to go back and try making the jade space. After all, Lin Yi had been looking forward to this for a long time. Now that he had all the materials, of course he wanted to give it a try. Okay, see you tonight, Meng Yao said. Lin Yi turned around and got into Han Xiaopa's car. Let's go back to the villa in the Shuashang district, Lin Yi said. Okay, boss. Han Xiaopa nodded and started the car. At the same time, Pin Liang and Xiaofu escaped to a secluded place and sat down in a pavilion, panting heavily. This was the school's little forest. In the summer, these pavilions were a haven for young people to love, study, and play cards, but in the winter, there was no one around. No one was stupid enough to come here in the cold. What a miscalculation, who would have thought that Lin Yi would come back at this time? Pin Liang said angrily. My mid-tier golden cicada undershirt can defend against attacks from practitioners below sky class, but Lin Yi is still an earth class mid-phase peak. He can still send me flying. Yeah, we wouldn't have held this arena if we'd known this would happen. Maybe we could have changed the rules when Lin Yi came, instead of letting Lin Yi come up. Xiaofu nodded in agreement. Things were going pretty well at first, and I thought I'd go to Meng Yao and Yushu and force them to let me be their bodyguard. It didn't matter if they were willing or not, as long as I became their bodyguard, everything would be a lot smoother from here on out. Wasn't Lin Yi disliked back then? Pin Liang's plan wasn't bad, but there were some problems in implementing it. I wonder if Meng Yao knows about this. Xiaofu hesitated. Liang bro, maybe you should give Yushu a call and see what they're thinking. Maybe they've already seen the situation, or maybe they'll let Lin Yi say something unfavorable to Liang bro. Not bad, that's a good suggestion. Lin Yi's a sly bastard, I need to give Yushu a call and tell her that Lin Yi's shameless act this time. Pin Liang quickly took out his phone and called Yushu. Chapter 25:15. Hey, Liangzi. What's up? Yushu had just planned out the next step of her plan, and was just thinking about how to trick Pin Liang into coming here when Pin Liang walked right into her trap. What a nice guy he was. Shu, do you know about the fight between me and Lin Yi? Pin Liang asked. Fight? What fight? Yushu pretended not to know and asked confusedly. It's like this. Pin Liang was overjoyed to hear that Yushu didn't know anything about it. He started explaining. I've organized a tournament to see if I'm qualified to be your and Yao Yao's bodyguard, so I made a rule that whoever beats me will get 1,000 kwai as a reward. That's right. Of course, this is only for ordinary people. Cultivators naturally won't work. In that case, I'll definitely have to make a move. Pin Liang purposely gave Yushu a heads up, paving the way for what would happen next. However, he didn't expect Yushu to agree with him. Yeah, if you don't fight against a practitioner, then you're an idiot. Yushu added. Ugh. Yeah. Pin Liang smiled bitterly. Did that mean he was an idiot? But in order to smear Lin Yi's name, he didn't care if he was an idiot or not. He continued, but I didn't think that Lin Yi would suddenly come back and beat me up. He even asked me for 1,000 kwai. Don't you think that's infuriating? He's a practitioner, how can he have the same rules as normal people? Isn't that cheating? I asked him to continue fighting with me, but he took the money and left. How shameless. Oh, about that, I got it. Yushu said, Yao sis, and I didn't see your fight, so it doesn't count. Even if you want to fight, we have to be there to see it with our own eyes. Otherwise, it doesn't count. Yeah. Pin Liang was overjoyed. That's right, that's it. Without the two of you present, the competition doesn't count. He's only acting shamelessly for a while. When the time comes for the real competition, let's see if he can still act shamelessly. But Liangyi, I don't have time to talk to you right now, I'm busy. Yushu interrupted. Aw. Sister Shu. What are you busy with? Pinliang asked. Do you need my help? No need. Yao Yao sis is feeling a little uncomfortable. She seems to have caught a cold and is lying on the bed. I need to take care of her. Yushu said. Aw. Yao Yao caught a cold. Are you alright? Pinliang rolled his eyes. Do you need me to go and help? It's fine, it's the girls' dorm, you can't come in. Yushu said. Huh, what makes you think I can't? Pinliang curled his lips. He had already found out that the auntie of the female dormitory bullied the weak and feared the strong. He could move unimpeded. There's no need for that, right? It's inconvenient, isn't it? Yushu hesitated. Yao Yao sis is only wearing pajamas. Meng Yao glared at Yushu, annoyed. You're the one who made me wear it, aren't you? Besides, my pajamas are very tight, okay? Everything that needs to be covered is covered, and I'm even lying under the blanket. Ha! Pajamas. Pinliang almost drooled when he heard that. But to hide his lustful look, he quickly put on a serious face. What's inconvenient about it? I'm going to be your bodyguard soon. Are you not going to wear pajamas at home in the future? Wait, I'll go right now. No, please don't come. Yushu's tone changed from hesitant to firm. Pinliang, on the other hand, couldn't hear the change in Yushu's tone. Wait for me, I'll go right now. Don't. Please don't come. Yushu hung up with that. Pfft. Meng Yao almost burst out laughing when she heard Yushu hang up. Shu, your acting was pretty good, wasn't it? Say it. Are you practicing when you have nothing better to do? Are you trying to seduce Lin Yi? No way. I'm practicing for Yao Yao sis. Yushu stuck her tongue out. For me? What does that have to do with me? Meng Yao blushed as she remembered something. She glared at Yushu. Prepare. Pinliang will be here soon. Oh, I'll go prepare. Yushu ran out of the dorm with the basin in her arms. Pinliang, on the other hand, turned to Xiaofu after hanging up. Take these things back and wait for me. I'm going to find Meng Yao. Liang bro, you don't need my help. Xiaofu asked carefully. Help? Help my ass. Pinliang glared at Xiaofu. Didn't you hear that Yao Yao is wearing pajamas? What are you going to do? It's a girls' dorm too, why are there so many people? It won't be easy to get in. Oh, okay. Xiaofu didn't really want to see Meng Yao in her pajamas. He just wanted to see if there were any other pretty girls in the dorm. Who knows, maybe he'd run into one. But he couldn't do that now. Pinliang wouldn't let him go at all. He could only go back to the dorm with the banners and wait for Pinliang's return. Pinliang said goodbye to Xiaofu and ran towards Meng Yao's dorm. He'd gotten Meng Yao's room number a long time ago, and when he entered the door, Pinliang told the guard that his girlfriend was sick and needed to be taken care of. He also gave the guard 100 kuai in private, and the guard let him in after confirming that there were no problems with the room number and name Pinliang had given her. Pinliang, on the other hand, ran to Meng Yao's dorm. He was about to knock on the door when he realized that it wasn't locked. He was overjoyed. He pushed the door open and rushed in. He had a little bit of hope in his heart. Maybe he'd see some intimate scenes if he rushed in. But the reality was cruel. Pinliang didn't see anything when he entered the dorm. He only felt a basin falling from the sky and splashing dirty water on his face. Fortunately, he reacted fast and dodged it in time. Otherwise, the dirty water would have gone up his neck. What's this? What's going on? Pinliang wiped the dirty water off his face and sneezed, completely confused. Chapter 25:16. Liang Yi. Why are you here? Yushu was shocked. Didn't I tell you not to come? Oh my god. Shu sis, what is this? Why is the water so black and there's dirt in it? Pinliang asked, looking like a drowned rat. Man, it's to prevent perverts from coming. Yushu explained helplessly. Yao Yao's sick, I have to be prepared for fire, theft, and perverts. Fire, theft, and perverts. Pinliang blinked. How? Using this basin of dirty water. Yeah, think about it. Water can put out a fire, right? I put the water on top of the door, so when someone opens the door, the water will fall down. Isn't this anti-theft and perverts? Yushu explained. There are perverts here. Can perverts come in? Isn't this a girl's dorm? Pinliang was speechless. He wasn't sure if Yushu was messing with him on purpose. After all, there were plenty of examples like this. If it's a girl's dorm, how did you get in? Yushu asked. Pinliang thought about it. It was true. Didn't he get in anyway? It wasn't that Yushu couldn't understand the pervert's actions, but it still didn't sit well with her. But, isn't this a trap? I'm dead because of you. Liang Yi, you're wrong. Didn't I tell you not to come? I told you not to come. Yushu said with a straight face. But you didn't listen to me and came in. Who can you blame? But, even if I don't come, won't other people come? It's not good if the dirty water gets blamed on someone else. Pinliang said. Other people knock first. Who told you to barge in without knocking? Yushu blinked suddenly and looked at Pinliang teasingly. I say, Liang Yi, you're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Are you trying to see something you're not supposed to see? Gaw. Pinliang froze as if Yushu had stepped on a sore spot. He shook his head awkwardly. Of course not, I'm just worried about Yao Yao's illness. I'm not that bad. Alright Shu, stop teasing Zhong Pinliang. He's really unlucky. Meng Yao spoke up softly, Zhong Pingliang shouldn't be a pervert. He knows that you're not easy to deal with. Why would he act like a pervert in front of you? That's right, you know me best, Yao Yao. Pinliang heard Meng Yao defending him. He felt a surge of warmth in his heart, feeling extremely comfortable and pleasantly surprised. He thought that Meng Yao was starting to acknowledge him in her heart. Alright, Zhong Pingliang, look at how dirty your hair is. Hurry up and take a shower. Don't catch a cold or you'll catch a cold too. Meng Yao said to Zhong Pingliang. Shu, bring Zhong Pingliang to the bathroom. Let him take a shower. Let little Liangzi take a bath here. That's not very good, is it? Yushu's face changed at Meng Yao's suggestion. Yao Yao, there's your sexy lingerie in the washroom. Meng Yao blushed. Shu said, Shu, don't talk nonsense, what about mine? Besides, the bathroom is private, it's not like we're taking a shower outside. Meng Yao naturally wouldn't put her lingerie in the washroom, but Zhong Pingliang didn't know that. His heart raced when he heard that Meng Yao's lingerie was in the washroom. He almost had a nosebleed. He quickly said, Shu sis, I'm not feeling well. I'm really not feeling well, let me take a bath. Don't worry, I won't do something dirty like that. If I can't even get past this, how am I going to be your and Yao Yao's bodyguard in the future? Is that so? Then you can't look around or touch. Yushu finally agreed after some thought. But you should go in and take off your clothes first. I'll go check the bathroom after you're in, see if you touched our underwear or not. You can't lock the door from the inside. Don't worry. Although Zhong Pingliang said that, he felt a little regretful. He felt a little regretful in his heart. He had wanted to masturbate on Mingyao's underwear, but this wish was obviously not going to come true. He pretended to be calm on the surface and said, "My bodyguard's quality is quite good. You can go and check them later." "Alright, go wash up then," Yushu said with a wave of her hand, letting him go. "Then I'll go," Zhong Pingliang said and entered the washroom. He didn't have to take a shower, but if he didn't, he would have to leave. He wanted to stay with Mengyao for a while longer. Zhong Pingliang entered the washroom, and Yushu grinned at Mengyao and made a victory sign. "Oh, it's done. Don't get carried away, don't let him find out later," Mengyao reminded. "Don't worry, leave it to Shu." Yushu quickly took out the low-level golden cicada underwear from her wardrobe and stood at the washroom door, listening for any movements inside. Not long after, she heard Zhong Pingliang open the bathroom door, followed by the sound of running water. Evidently, Zhong Pingliang had entered the bathroom. But for safety's sake, Yushu decided to wait until Zhong Pingliang had soap all over his body before going in. After a while, Yushu estimated that it was about time. She opened the washroom door and walked in. "Shu, you came in for a check." Pinliang heard the door open and guessed that it was Yushu coming in. The bathroom's glass was opaque, and one could only see a vague silhouette, but Yushu didn't want Pinliang to notice anything. "What's the point of checking if you've already said that? I came here to pee. Turn around, don't look at me." "Oh, okay, no problem. But I can't see anything through this glass." Although Zhong Pingliang said that, he still turned around. He thought, "Who wants to look at a troublemaker girl like you? If I look at you and you continue to cling to me, I won't be able to live for the rest of my life." Yushu pretended to go to the washroom, but her hands weren't idle at all. She quickly flipped through the clothes Pinliang had taken off, and with a single glance, she saw the mid-tier golden cicada underwear. Zhong Pingliang's golden cicada underwear looked very similar to the low-level golden cicada underwear, and there was almost no difference. This confirmed Yushu's guesses. It was very easy for Yushu to switch underwear, and very quickly, Yushu completed the switch. Chapter 25:17. Yushu pressed the flush button and walked out of the bathroom, saying as she walked, "Alright, you can continue showering now. You can turn around now." Oh. Pinliang was washing his hair, so he didn't pay much attention. He only heard the bathroom door close when he heard it. "You got it?" Mengyao asked, seeing Yushu coming out of the bathroom with a smile on her face. "Yes." Yushu waved the underwear in her hand, pleased. "Don't you think it's dirty? Pinliang wore it before." Mengyao curled her lips. "Ugh. I'll endure it for shield bro." Yushu stuffed Pinliang's mid-level golden cicada underwear into a bag. About 10 minutes later, Pinliang was done showering as well. He walked out of the bathroom in a new outfit, his jacket covered in dirty water. He didn't put it on again. "Shu, Yao Yao, I'm done showering. I feel much better now. That water was really dirty." "Oh, right, where did you get that dirty water from?" "Someone else used it to clean the floor," Yushu said. "Oh, Yao Yao, how are you? Do you feel better? Do you need to go to the hospital?" Pinliang didn't even notice that his mid-level golden cicada underwear had been swapped. "It's okay, I'll be fine after some rest. I'm a little sleepy," Mengyao said with a yawn. "She's sleepy." Pinliang paused, hesitating. He wouldn't be able to stay here if Mengyao fell asleep. Even if he stayed here, he couldn't talk to Yushu, could he? He didn't want to talk to Yushu. From his years of experience, nothing good would happen if he stayed with Yushu for too long. Yeah, I'll sleep for a bit, Meng Yao said as she closed her eyes. Liang, you've come to see Yao Yao already. Can you leave now? Yushu turned to Pin Liang and asked. Okay. Yao Yao, have a good rest. I'll come see you another day, Pin Liang said helplessly. He didn't want to leave, but he had to. Alright, Liang, Yao Yao's asleep. You're still talking to her. Yushu glared at Pin Liang. Then. I'll be going. Pin Liang felt a little regretful, but at least his relationship with Meng Yao had improved quite a bit. This made him very happy. He didn't know why. Even if he was strong now, he still couldn't let go of Meng Yao. Logically speaking, with his current strength, finding a pretty girl was a piece of cake, but maybe it was the stubbornness in his heart that made it hard for him to forget his love for Meng Yao. Pin Liang left, and Meng Yao woke up as well. She didn't have a cold at all. Instead, he frowned and said, "Get someone to disinfect the bathroom later. I don't want any diseases to be infected." Meng Yao's hatred for Pin Liang had reached a new level, and she was a clean freak as well. Naturally, she couldn't share a bathroom with Pin Liang. In her mind, this was a very disgusting thing. It's all because of Shield Bro. Yushu picked up her phone and called the student service company. This was a work-study service company established by the student council. As he continued to read, Lin Yi understood why Jiao Yazi said that he needed to reach the second level of the Art of Dragon Mastery before he could condense the Jade Space. It was because condensing the Jade Space required a forging fire, and the prerequisite for the formation of this forging fire was to reach the second level of the Art of Dragon Mastery. As long as the forging fire could be formed, the Jade Pendant could be condensed. Chapter 25:18. Lin Yi didn't know if this forging fire had anything to do with blacksmiths, but it sounded similar. It was just that this forging fire was converted from the Art of Dragon Mastery, and there wasn't any special incantation or condensing method. Lin Yi put down the jade pendant condensing and put all the good stuff he got from this trip into the drawer. The drawer was filled with good stuff. There were 3 pieces of the map, the Wanyankan box, 5 spiritual beast cores, pure yellow jade, blue crystal, and colored steel. As for the sky net and 1,000 silk mask, Lin Yi carried them with him. After doing all this, Lin Yi sat on the bed and continued practicing. He couldn't help but think of Wang Xinyan. Lin Yi didn't know if it was because he missed her, or because he wanted her to help him with his training. After a while, the sound of a car came from outside the villa. Lin Yi didn't expect Meng Yao and Yushu to drive back first. "Shield Bro, Shu has something good for you." Yushu took out the mid-level golden cicada underwear as soon as she entered the house, holding it up in front of Lin Yi. Zhong Pingliang's mid-level. Zhong Pingliang. Lin Yi blinked and realized what Shu meant. He couldn't help but be surprised. "Shu, you're saying that this is Zhong Pingliang's golden cicada underwear?" "Yeah, I used the low-level golden cicada underwear to replace it. That idiot doesn't even know about it," Yushu said proudly. "What do you think? Shu is amazing, right?" "Yeah, it is." Lin Yi nodded. "Then is there a reward?" Yushu asked. "Like a kiss of love for Yao Yao sis, pft. What does that have to do with me?" Meng Yao froze and almost kicked Yushu. "Of course it has something to do with you. Actually, it's all Yao Yao sis's credit. If it wasn't for Yao Yao sis pretending to be sick to attract Zhong Pingliang, Shu wouldn't have the chance to replace the underwear," Yushu said. "So, it's all Yao Yao sis's credit. Then. I don't want the reward, you can have it." Meng Yao said, a little embarrassed. Okay, come on, shield bro. Let's kiss Shu. Yushu said happily. Ha. Lin Yi obviously wouldn't kiss Xiao Shu. Although they had kissed before and Xiao Shu even confessed to him that night, Lin Yi knew that Xiao Shu might seem bold, but in some aspects, she was very conservative. Otherwise, with Shu's personality, he had probably been pushed back a long time ago, but he hadn't been pushed back until now, which proved this point. Then I'll note it down first. I'll have to return it in the future. Yushu didn't force the issue. She picked up a pen and wrote something on the calendar in the living room. X year X month X day, shield bro owed Shu a kiss of love. I'll pay you back double in the future. Lin Yi was stunned. He looked at little Shu thoughtfully. He felt that there was a hidden meaning behind her actions today. But he couldn't figure it out. Lin Yi had a premonition. Maybe, this thing could really come true in the future. Otherwise, why would Shu remember this? But, before Lin Yi could think too much, Shu passed the mid-tier golden cicada underwear to Lin Yi and said, shield bro, wash it first before using it. Lin Yi nodded. Actually, without this thing, Zhong Pingliang has nothing to rely on. I don't need to wear it to win against him. No, Zhong Pingliang has a... I don't know what it's called, it's something like the Jingu Bang. It seems to be able to break through people's chi protection and injure them with a stick. What if he hits you with a stick? Yushu said worriedly. Oh. That's a good thing, Lin Yi nodded. Alright, I'll wear it and deal with him tomorrow. Okay, finally done. Otherwise, this guy would be so annoying. Meng Yao let out a breath of relief after hearing Lin Yi's words. Since you guys are back, I'll go check on Han Jingjing. Have you guys seen each other these 2 days? Lin Yi asked. Not really, that girl is always studying stuff. We don't disturb her when there's nothing important, Meng Yao said, but Wang Xinyan came yesterday and asked where you were. Wang Xinyan. He came yesterday. Lin Yi paused. Yeah, she said she felt a little dizzy and wanted to ask you for help, but you weren't there, so she left, Meng Yao said. Dizzy? Lin Yi blinked. I think it's just that Xinyan misses shield bro and has no excuse, so she said she felt dizzy. Yushu said. Shu, don't talk nonsense. Do you think everyone is like you? Meng Yao glared at Shu and turned to Lin Yi. I wouldn't have thought about it if you didn't mention it. Hurry up and call her, ask her what's going on. Okay, Lin Yi was a little nervous. What was going on with Xinyan's dizziness? He didn't want anything to happen to Xinyan. Even if he didn't consider it from a relationship perspective, Xinyan was still very useful to him. And so, Lin Yi gave up on the idea of looking for Han Jingjing and called Xinyan directly. It didn't take long before Xinyan's lazy voice came from the other side. Hello. Lin Yi. It's me, Xinyan. How are you? I'm back. Yao Yao said you felt a little dizzy. Are you feeling better? Lin Yi asked. I don't know what's going on, I just felt a little dizzy, and I fell asleep. Xinyan rarely slept during the day, and she didn't know why she'd fallen asleep earlier. Maybe it's the flu. Cold. Wait for me then, I'll go to school. Lin Yi said, catching a cold isn't a small thing, you can't let your guard down. You might not even be able to go to class if it gets serious. It's not that serious, is it? I'm so sleepy. Xinyan said, I'm in the dorm, you can't come in, why don't you let Yao Yao and Shu pick you up? You can have dinner at my place tonight, or you can sleep at my place if you can't. I'll keep an eye on you. Lin Yi said. He'd said it for Xinyan's sake, but he couldn't help but think about how he'd be able to hug Xinyan and train at night. He couldn't help but think about the ambiguous relationship between the two of them. Aw. I don't think it'd be too much trouble. Xinyan didn't reject it, but said that it wouldn't be too much trouble for Meng Yao and Yushu. This made Lin Yi happy. It's fine, it's no trouble at all. Lin Yi said. Then. Alright, I'll clean up first. I'll be going downstairs by the time they get here. Xinyan agreed after some thought. Chapter 25:19. Alright. Lin Yi hung up and turned to Meng Yao. He was just about to say something when someone beat him to it. See, Yao Yao. Shield Bro's forgetting his old love after finding a new one. He's treating us like errand runners. He didn't even ask us before telling Axayan Yen Sis that it's no trouble. Yushu said with a resentful look on her face. Alright Shu, stop pretending, isn't Wang Xinyan sick? Meng Yao didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Besides, weren't you the one who made her Lin Yi's first wife? Hee, I'm just saying it casually. Yushu smiled and lowered her voice to Meng Yao. Yao Yao, I'm fighting for your interests. Are you not going to do anything with Shield Bro in the future? I'm helping you make your presence known. Alright, let's not talk about stuff like that. Meng Yao's face reddened as she coughed. Let's go find Wang Xinyan, we don't want her waiting for us, Yushu and Meng Yao mumbled as they walked out of the villa. Their voices weren't loud, but Lin Yi could still hear them clearly. He couldn't help but smile bitterly. His relationship with Meng Yao and Yushu was a little weird, wasn't it? In fact, it wasn't that Lin Yi didn't like the eldest miss, but the eldest miss's mind was erratic. Sometimes she was passionate, sometimes she was cold. When Lin Yi hooked up with other men, the eldest miss was unhappy. When Lin Yi wanted to go further with her, the eldest miss retreated. Lin Yi was afraid of scaring her, so he could only let nature take its course. Moreover, he was her follower. Stealing the young lady's mistress was a bit inappropriate no matter what, and it would damage his reputation if it was spread out. Although Lin Yi wasn't Meng Yao's bodyguard anymore, it was still a taboo in the industry. It didn't take long for Meng Yao and Yushu to return, bringing Xinyan back with them. Xinyan had combed her hair and washed her face, but Lin Yi could still see the weariness in her. Oh, Shield Bro, I've brought Xinyan Sis here, it's up to you whether you want to push her down, cure her, or train her. I'll go watch TV with Yao Yao. Yushu pushed Xinyan in front of Lin Yi. Oh. Xan Yen, where are you feeling unwell? Lin Yi hesitated and said, let's go to my room. Yeah. Xinyan humphed in a nasally voice. She followed Lin Yi into his room. Wang Xinyan had expected this to happen. She was already here. Even if Lin Yi treated her, she wouldn't be able to do so. But how could he let go of the opportunity to cultivate? Of course, Xinyan thought that Lin Yi was an honest man, and that he'd only called her here to train. He didn't have any dirty intentions. Since she was already here, Xinyan didn't put up her guard. She entered Lin Yi's room and took off her jacket before lying on Lin Yi's bed. Lin Yi wasn't in a rush to cultivate. He first checked Xinyan's pulse. But immediately after, Lin Yi frowned. Lin Yi frowned. Xinyan's illness didn't seem to be the flu. There were no signs of a cold. Xinyan, other than dizziness, do you have any other symptoms? Lin Yi asked. No. What's wrong? My body. Is there something wrong? Xinyan was shocked after hearing Lin Yi's words. That's not it. Lin Yi shook his head and said, you don't have a cold, but there's nothing wrong with your body. You're just a little weak. You said before that your body hasn't been well since you were young. This should be the reason. Oh. I see. It's good that you're not sick, Xinyan sighed in relief and nodded. I'm not sick, but my body is a little too weak. Lin Yi said, how about this, I'll make you a dose of medicine. Drink it for a few days, and it should be fine. Okay, Xinyan didn't reject Lin Yi's words at all. She'd do whatever he said. Then you rest well. I'm going out for a bit, Lin Yi said as he stood up and quickly left the room. Meng Yao and Yushu were watching TV in the living room when they saw Lin Yi walk out of his room, a little confused. Shield bro, why are you out again? Yushu looked at Lin Yi, confused. I'm going to the pharmacy to get some medicine. I'll be back in a bit, Lin Yi said. Then go. Don't worry about home, I'll take care of Xinyan for you. Meng Yao said quickly. Lin Yi nodded and quickly left the villa, driving to the biggest pharmacy nearby. Lin Yi didn't need to copy the prescription at all. He just had to say it once at the pharmacy. Xinyan only needed to nourish her body, and she didn't need too many treasures. She could buy all the medicine from a normal pharmacy. When Lin Yi got back to the villa, he saw that Xinyan had already changed into her pajamas. She was sitting on the sofa, watching TV with Meng Yao and the others listlessly. She yawned when she saw Lin Yi and said to Lin Yi lazily, Lin Yi, you're back. Thank you. What are you thanking me for, Xinyan? Go take a nap if you're sleepy, it'll take a while for me to brew the medicine. Lin Yi said, seeing that Xinyan wasn't in a good state. It's okay, I can rest here. I'll sleep after I drink the medicine, Xinyan said. Alright, then sleep after you drink the medicine. Lin Yi said as he went to the kitchen to boil the medicine. Shield bro is so considerate. Xinyan sis, don't you feel happy? Yushu whispered after Lin Yi left. Ah. Xinyan blushed. She didn't know how to answer. To be honest, she liked Lin Yi, and she was touched by what Lin Yi had done for her. But because of House Kong, House Yu, and Sky Elixir, she couldn't tell Lin Yi the truth. Don't be shy, Xinyan sis. Why are you like Yao sis? You like Shield bro, but you won't admit it. Yushu sighed, I really don't understand you too. What's going on in your head? Shoo, don't talk nonsense. Why are you dragging me into this again? Meng Yao said, not in a good mood. Fine, it's hard to be a good person, but it's hard to be a good person. Yushu shrugged and went back to watching TV. Lin Yi brewed the medicine quickly and passed it to Xinyan with a smile. Xinyan, you've been waiting for a long time, haven't you? Hurry up and drink it. Chapter 25-20. Ah. Xinyan blushed a little as she took the medicine from Lin Yi's hand and started drinking it. Lin Yi's thoughts drifted to the ice palace, thousands of miles away. He thought of Xiao Xiao, his cute little wife. Was she doing well? Lin Yi hadn't heard from her in a long time, and he was starting to miss her. If it was possible, Lin Yi would go to the ice palace himself to visit her. But he couldn't do that right now. He couldn't make a third-level pill like the Ice Heart Jade Bone pill. Even if he did, crystal candy wouldn't be nice to him. So, Lin Yi decided to wait until he could make a third-level pill with Han Jingjing and become a sky class. Only then would Lin Yi go to the ice palace and see if crystal candy was still his little wife. Meng Yao could guess what was on Lin Yi's mind when she saw the dazed expression on Lin Yi's face. He was probably thinking about Tang Yun. She kicked Shu, don't talk nonsense, what's the point of saying that now? Ah. Shu paused, but she was smart enough to figure it out. She stuck her tongue out and turned to Lin Yi. It's okay, I'll help Shield bro find another little wife. Han Jingjing looks good, she'll be a perfect match for Xinyan sis. Lin Yi was speechless, how could they be a perfect match? Xinyan was a little sleepy after drinking the medicine. Her eyelids were fighting to keep her eyelids open. Lin Yi smiled at her. Xinyan, why don't you go rest? You'll be fine after drinking the medicine. You'll be fine tomorrow. Yeah, okay, Xinyan nodded and stood up, walking to Lin Yi's room. The meaning behind this was self-evident. Xinyan didn't want to say it out loud, but her actions made it clear. She was supposed to sleep with Meng Yao and Yushu, but she chose to sleep in Lin Yi's room instead. It didn't matter if it was just to help Lin Yi with his training, this was a clear sign that Xinyan liked Lin Yi, and Meng Yao could see that. Yushu could see it, and so could Lin Yi. But they all understood that Xinyan might have some concerns in her heart, and Lin Yi was trying to help her with that as well, but to no avail. Hurry up, shield bro, what are you waiting for? Yushu urged after seeing that Lin Yi didn't follow them into the room. Then. I'll go to bed first. Lin Yi was a little embarrassed. Shoo, I'm sleepy too. Let's go get some sleep. Meng Yao yawned as she turned off the TV. But I'm not sleepy. Yushu's eyes were wide open. Are you sleepy? Meng Yao pinched Yushu. Ugh. Yushu felt the pain. I'm more awake now. What about now? Meng Yao pinched even harder. Now. I'm sleepy, all right. I'm going to sleep. Yushu said with a grimace. Go to sleep if you're sleepy. Meng Yao dragged Yushu upstairs. Lin Yi didn't know whether to laugh or cry as he watched the two leave, but he was grateful for the misunderstanding. Lin Yi was sleeping with Xinyan to increase his strength, and Meng Yao was very supportive of the situation. When they got back to the room, Lin Yi found that Xinyan was already asleep, lying on the bed with a sweet smile on her pretty face. She looked very calm and at ease. Lin Yi didn't think that Xinyan would fall asleep so easily in his bed. It seemed that Xinyan really believed that he wouldn't do anything inappropriate to her. Lin Yi didn't waste any time, Xinyan was being so generous, so there was no reason for him to be so unreasonable. He got on the bed and pulled Xinyan into his arms, channeling the second stage of the art of dragon mastery. Xinyan felt as if she could feel Lin Yi's embrace. The corner of her mouth moved a little, but she was still sleeping soundly. Lin Yi let out a sigh of relief. It was a quiet night, and Xinyan slept very well. She slept from 6:00 all the way until the sun rose. She only opened her eyes at 6 the next morning. She slept for a whole 12 hours. Xinyan woke up to find herself in Lin Yi's arms. Lin Yi was very well behaved and didn't touch any sensitive parts of her body, but it was still enough to make Xinyan sigh a little. She'd always wanted to keep her distance from Lin Yi, but she'd still been touched enough to sleep with Lin Yi last night. She hadn't thought much about it last night, but she couldn't help but think about a lot of things when she woke up today. If she were to keep this up with Lin Yi, then. Xinyan didn't dare to think about it. You're awake? Lin Yi asked, coming back to reality from the jade space after noticing Xinyan's movements. Yeah. Xinyan nodded as she tried to struggle out of Lin Yi's embrace, but the little bunny on her chest accidentally rubbed against Lin Yi's arm. Aw. Xinyan let out a squeal. Aw. Ugh. I didn't do it on purpose. Lin Yi blinked, smiling bitterly. It's not your fault. Xinyan was even more embarrassed, but she felt that Lin Yi's arm wasn't going to loosen up yet. He was still on top of her rabbit. She was a little embarrassed. You're still not letting go. Ugh. Okay, I forgot. Lin Yi loosened his arm unwillingly. Xinyan glared at Lin Yi, annoyed. Don't push your luck. I really didn't do it on purpose. Plus, you were the one who moved. Lin Yi was speechless. Stop it. Xinyan's face turned even redder as she turned her head away, not daring to look at Lin Yi. All right, I'll stop. Thank you, Xinyan. Lin Yi thanked her from the bottom of his heart. It's nothing. If it weren't for you taking care of me, I wouldn't have recovered yet. Xinyan thought back to how Lin Yi had been busy making medicine for her yesterday, and her embarrassment towards Lin Yi lessened quite a bit. She hesitated, but still decided to speak up. Lin Yi, can you not tell anyone about what happened yesterday? Yesterday? What happened? Lin Yi blinked, not understanding what Xinyan was talking about. It's about us sleeping together. Xinyan stuttered. Chapter 25-21. You're not planning on showing off, are you? Xinyan said, surprised at the look on Lin Yi's face. She knew that some guys were bored, going to school after sleeping with their girlfriends. Of course, if they slept with a female classmate who wasn't their girlfriend, then they'd boast even more about how amazing they were. Ugh. Am I that kind of person? Lin Yi didn't know if he should laugh or cry. If I were that shallow, I'd just say that I'm living with 3 school beauties. Xinyan thought about it and agreed. Lin Yi wasn't that kind of person, was he? She wasn't worried about Lin Yi telling everyone that he slept with her, but she was worried that Zhaolong would hear about it, and Zhaolong would ask the Sky Elixir sect for help against Lin Yi. After all, they slept together during military training, and that was with their clothes on, with many classmates around them. Sleeping in Lin Yi's villa was a different story. Who would believe that they didn't do anything? You're right, I was thinking too much. Xinyan nodded. But I feel a lot better after a nap. Then come sleep with me tonight. Lin Yi invited. I'm fine now, right? Xinyan said, a little flustered at Lin Yi's blatant invitation. I bought a course of medicine, I need to consolidate it. You're weak, not sick. Lin Yi said seriously. Then. Alright, but how long? Not too long. Meiyue and Ling will get suspicious if I don't stay in the dorms for a long time. Xinyan agreed after some hesitation, but she was still a little worried. Just a week. Lin Yi felt a little regretful. Xinyan still couldn't let go of her worries, it seemed. All right. Xinyan nodded, agreeing to it. I'll go make breakfast then, you sleep a bit more. Lin Yi said as he stood up. Do you need my help? Xinyan asked. No need. Lin Yi smiled and walked out of the room. Lin Yi made breakfast with ease. Grandma's son and Faubert left, and Lin Yi became the Mrs. Valet again. Well, now he was the valet of the 4 misses, including Han Jingjing. Lin Yi called Meng Yao and Yushu downstairs after making breakfast. He then called Han Jingjing and told her to bring Han Xiaoqiao over. Shu's starving, I haven't eaten anything since last night. Yao Yao's so mean, I'm starving to death in the middle of the night. I wanted to ask Shield Bro to make me something to eat, but Yao Yao wouldn't let me. She even forced me to sleep, telling me that I wouldn't be hungry if I fell asleep. Yushu complained as she went downstairs. Pfft. Lin Yi didn't expect the miss to have such a funny side to her. Haha, in the end, Shu had a dream the whole night, dreaming that there was a piece of shark meat in front of her, but she couldn't eat it no matter what. Yushu said as she sat down at the table and started munching on a fried cake. It's not as good as shark meat, but it's still good enough. Shield Bro's breakfast is really good, can't you shut your mouth with food? Meng Yao glared at Yushu. Eat it if you're hungry, why are you wasting time? Are you an old lady? Yushu stopped talking and started devouring the food in front of her. Xinyan only realized then that this villa was filled with joy. Yushu was a jokester, and a few words from her could make people laugh out loud. Han Jingjing came with Han Xiaoqiao soon, and Xinyan was there as well. Han Jingjing was an exception, but she didn't ask. After breakfast, the 6 went to school together in Lin Yi's 7-seater Cherokee. What Lin Yi didn't expect, however, was that Lin Yi ran into someone he didn't want to see early in the morning. It was Pin Liang. Pin Liang had just arrived at school with Xiaofu. The two of them lived on campus, but the environment wasn't as good as the outside. As soon as they arrived, they rented an apartment near the school and stayed there every night. Pin Liang's eyes were about to spit fire when he saw Lin Yi and Meng Yao get out of the car. Pin Liang cursed inwardly. Look at you, Lin Yi. There are so many beauties around you, and you're only giving Meng Yao to me. However, Pin Liang was still very magnanimous in front of Meng Yao. He walked up to them. Isn't this Yao Yao and Shu? Lin Yi, it's been hard being a bodyguard for you. If you're tired, just let me fuck you. You're a loser, and you're still talking big. You lost 1,000 kwai to me yesterday, why don't you remember? Lin Yi looked at Pin Liang mockingly. I say, Pin Liang, you went to the everyday and everyday sect, why don't you remember? Your follower Zhang Naipeo got beaten up by me, and you want to follow in his footsteps. Ah. Pin Liang laughed at Lin Yi's words. I say, Lin Yi, didn't you beat me yesterday? But I'm perfectly fine. Look at me now, do I look like I'm injured? Not only can I run, but I can also jump. Look at how agile I am. Are you a monkey? Lin Yi asked as he looked at the bouncing Pin Liang. Don't talk about useless things. Pin Liang didn't mind at all. He waved his hand. Lin Yi, since we've met here, I won't waste my time looking for you. I, Pin Liang, hereby announce that I'm officially challenging you for the position of Meng Yao's personal bodyguard. What do you think? Do you dare accept? Accept? What's in it for you? The position is yours if you lose, but you get nothing if you win. Do you think everyone's as stupid as you? Lin Yi curled his lips in disdain. Then what do you think I should do? What would make you accept my challenge? Pin Liang paused. But I think you're probably afraid to accept my challenge because you're afraid of losing. You couldn't do anything to me yesterday, and it'll be the same today. I didn't even want to fight you yesterday. We're old classmates, after all. I didn't even kill Zhang Naipeo, so why would I kill you? If I wanted to kill you, you'd be dead already. Why would I wait until now? Lin Yi said mockingly. Fuck. Stop bullshitting, just say it. Do you dare accept my challenge? Pin Liang panicked. I can accept the challenge, it's not that I can't, but there should be some stakes, right? Lin Yi said. If I lose, I'll give the position to you. If you lose, you have to give me something, right? What do you want? Pin Liang asked. Chapter 25-22. Whoa. Who said I'm done? Pin Liang's heart skipped a beat as he covered his chest subconsciously. Who said my underwear? What underwear? Lin Yi looked at Pin Liang, stunned. I'm talking about that metal rod. Don't you use it to beat people up all the time? Do I even need to tell you? Oh. You're talking about the metal rod. Pin Liang breathed out in relief. He thought that Lin Yi was talking about his mid-level golden cicada underwear, and he was afraid that Lin Yi would know his secret. It was fine as long as it wasn't the mid-level golden cicada underwear. It seemed like Lin Yi didn't know his secret yet. As for the steel rod, it wasn't a bad idea to use it as a wager. After all, Pin Liang didn't think that Lin Yi had the ability to beat him. As long as he set the rules, he wasn't afraid of Lin Yi. What, you don't want to? Lin Yi found the look on Pin Liang's face funny. Says who? I'm just worried that you won't be able to win. Pin Liang waved his hand generously. Alright, we'll use my metal rod as the wager. If you win, you take it. If you lose, you'll have to give up your spot. What do you think? Alright, it's a deal. Lin Yi nodded. Alright, Yao Yao, Shu, you guys are listening on the sidelines. You guys can be witnesses. This afternoon, we'll still be at the field where the arena was. We'll have a personal trainer competition. Pin Liang said. Alright, Liangyi, I'm rooting for you, but I'm rooting for Shield Bro too. Yushu's nonsense made Pin Liang depressed. He was happy with the first half of the sentence, but the second half made him realize that Yushu wasn't helping either side. Pin Liang, however, thought that this was a good thing. Yushu had always been biased towards Lin Yi, treating him as an enemy. Now that she was treating him the same, it meant that she'd improved. Pin Liang was happy again. Alright, noon it is then. Lin Yi replied. Yao Yao, is your cold better? Pin Liang and Lin Yi agreed on a time for the match, and he shifted the topic back to Meng Yao. Much better, I'm fine now. Meng Yao nodded. Then at noon, you must come and watch the competition between me and Lin Yi. At that time, Yao Yao, you will see it with your own eyes, then you will know who is the most competent bodyguard. Pin Liang said. The most important thing for a bodyguard is to be able to take a beating. Taking a beating for the employer is the only way to protect the employer. Don't worry, Xiao Liangzi, I will bring Sister Yao Yao to watch the battle. Yushu gave Pin Liang a don't worry look before whispering, but you need to try your best, don't drop the ball at the critical moment. I won't be able to help you if you really lose. No problem, Shu sis. Don't worry, I won't disappoint you. I'll definitely win. Pin Liang was filled with confidence after hearing Yushu's words. He felt very refreshed from head to toe. The group split up in the parking lot. Lin Yi, Han Jingjing, and Xin Yan went to the biology building together, while Meng Yao, Yushu, and Han Xiaoqiao went to the economics building. Pin Liang, on the other hand, had already come to school, but a self-funded student like him was only here to get a diploma. It didn't matter if he went to class or not. He went straight to the dorm with Xiaofu to prepare for the competition at noon. Jing Jing, I've sold all those elixirs, and I've contacted another supplier. If it's possible, we will make more elixirs for sale. Lin Yi didn't hide anything from Xinyan and told Han Jingjing directly. Sure, but Jing Jing's alchemy skills are limited. Without Lin Yi bro's help, I won't be able to make that many elixirs. Han Jingjing said. It's fine, I'll help you. Lin Yi nodded. The three didn't say anything else and entered the classroom. Right Panhu and Zhaolong watched Lin Yi walk in with Han Jingjing and Xinyan. Anger flashed in their eyes, but they were smart enough not to cause trouble for Lin Yi. The two of them had placed their hopes on Pin Liang to cause trouble for Lin Yi. Pin Liang didn't do anything to Lin Yi yesterday, but Lin Yi didn't do anything to Pin Liang either. This meant that Lin Yi wasn't invincible yet. They had high hopes for Pin Liang, hoping that he could surprise them. What a coward! Zhaolong said in a low voice. I'm the elder brother of the Sky Elixir sex heir, but I have to suffer like this every day, watching my fiancé get close to another man. I can't do anything about it. There's nothing we can do, Brother Kong. Just bear with it. Don't talk about cowardice. Our hidden house you is even more cowardly. Right Panhu said gloomily. We went to the practitioner's market to buy things in the hidden house you, but not only did Lin Yi get the things first, but Lin Yi also stole the elixir money. Right Panhu already knew that the third brother of the right was stolen by Lin Yi. He felt depressed about it. Even old you didn't say anything, but Right Panhu felt it was unfair. Seeing Lin Yi getting more and more domineering and gaining more and more power in the hidden houses, Right Panhu was shocked. He'd had to rely on the Ice Palace's support to get a place in the hidden house during Elder Tang's birthday banquet, didn't he? But now, a few months had passed in the blink of an eye, and Lin Yi alone was enough to strike fear into the hearts of the hidden houses. Especially the sky class skill that Lin Yi used on the stage yesterday, it made Right Panhu's jaw drop. With that kind of power, not just the third brother of the Right, any sky class master in the hidden house you wouldn't be able to take it. It could be said that whoever was hit would be crippled. Can't we deal with this kid? Xiaolong was very sullen. He never had a good time with Lin Yi. House Kong had always been suppressed by Lin Yi, and they never had a chance to turn things around. Even if we don't deal with him now, someone else will deal with him for us. Why not? Right Panhu shook his head. Since the disciples of the everyday sect are involved, let him deal with it. The everyday sect isn't weaker than the Sky Elixir sect. In fact, they're even more evil. That's true. I hope Zhong Pingliang won't disappoint us. Xiaolong nodded. Lin Yi spent the entire morning practicing, and Pingliang, on the other hand, was already at the school. Chapter 25-23. Xiaolong was also the first to receive the news. He looked at his phone and laughed. Ha, Lil, right, you're right. Pingliang really doesn't want to be left out. He's going to challenge Lin Yi this afternoon. See, that's what I said. We'll just wait and see. There's someone helping us take care of Lin Yi for now, so we don't have to do anything. Panhu Right said proudly. We'll go watch at noon. Of course we have to. Xiaolong agreed. After lunch, it was almost 12. A large number of students gathered near the gymnasium. The student council even sent some of their members to maintain order. Sparring between students wasn't forbidden by the school. It was one of the extracurricular activities. As long as both parties didn't cross the line, the school wouldn't interfere. After all, martial arts clubs, boxing clubs, taekwondo clubs, and so on often competed and sparred with each other. Pingliang was already standing on the stage, and Xiaofu was busy setting up the banners. The theme of today's banners was Bodyguard Battle. It looked a little silly, but it was a synonym for romance in a university. Someone was playing a guitar and setting up a flower formation in front of the girls' dorm. But it was romantic. Most of them failed, but there were some who succeeded and touched the goddess of their hearts. Of course, Pingliang did this on purpose. The goal was to create a difference from yesterday. If someone were to bring up yesterday's incident, wouldn't that mean he was cheating? He couldn't explain himself. Fuck, it's 12:20 already. Why isn't Lin Yi here yet? Pingliang looked at his watch and mumbled. I bought a watch last year. At the beginning, Pingliang stood on the stage with his hands behind his back, looking cool and cool. But that was under the assumption that Lin Yi would arrive soon. Pingliang had been standing on the stage for more than 20 minutes now. Even if he wasn't tired himself, the students below the stage were starting to get tired. Was he trying to act cool for them to see? Liang bro, didn't we agree on 12:30? There's still 10 minutes left. Xiaofu said quickly, fuck, if I knew this would happen, I wouldn't have come so early. Pingliang was a little depressed. He found a chair and sat down, not boasting anymore as he waited for Lin Yi. However, just as he sat down on the chair, he discovered that a figure had appeared in front of him with a leap. Lin Yi had arrived. He was standing in the arena, looking down at Pingliang. Liangzi, you're quite comfortable here, right? Resting before the battle. Lin Yi said after seeing Pingliang sit down. He'd probably tormented him a little. Fuck. Pingliang almost exploded when he saw Lin Yi. This guy didn't come when he was acting cool, but came when he was sitting down. What was the meaning of this? Was this a scam? Pingliang, however, saw that Meng Yao and Yushu were here as well. he didn't want to lose face and argue with Lin Yi about pointless stuff like that, so he stood up. I'm the host, so it's normal for me to come first. It's no big deal. Heh, let's begin then. How are we going to compete? What do you think? My time is limited, and I need to go rest after I'm done with you. Lin Yi smiled, but Pinliang felt like he was asking for a beating. The rules are simple. We have half an hour from now until class starts at 1. We'll fight within that time, and whoever can beat the other up. Yes, until the other vomits blood and can't get up, that's the winner. Pinliang made sure to set the conditions. You have to vomit blood. That's it. Lin Yi smiled and nodded. Alright, I'll make sure you vomit blood. Ugh. Why did Pinliang feel like Lin Yi wasn't afraid at all? That shouldn't be the case. Did he think of some killer move again? Pinliang suddenly thought of Zhang Naipeo. Was Lin Yi planning to use some killer move today? No, even if it was a killer move, his mid-tier golden cicada underwear could defend against it. But, just to be safe, Pinliang added another condition. Of course, we can't kill each other. We're in school, and we can't kill each other. Don't worry, just say it if you're afraid of dying. I'm not stupid enough to kill you in front of everyone. Lin Yi curled his lips. Naturally, Lin Yi wouldn't kill Pinliang in school. Even if there was no one around, Lin Yi wouldn't kill him. Lin Yi wasn't a reckless person. Lin Yi's current strength was only enough to fight against the hidden houses. He was much stronger than before, but there was still a huge gap between him and the ancient sections. So, Lin Yi didn't want to mess with people from the ancient sects for now. I'm doing this for your own good. Pinliang said shamelessly. Alright, let's begin. Everyone, be a witness. Whoever beats the other up until they vomit blood is the winner. Otherwise, you won't win even if you get knocked down 100 times. Many of the spectators had seen Pinliang's match before, and they knew what he was capable of. Even if he was knocked down, he wouldn't get hurt at all. They started whispering to each other, cursing Pinliang's incompetence. This guy was obviously very tanky, but why did he have to make such a ridiculous request? Although Lin Yi had beaten Pinliang yesterday, he was still a long way from beating him up until he vomited blood. But Pinliang didn't care what these people thought. What they thought had nothing to do with him. He only cared about Meng Yao and Yushu's thoughts. When he saw that Meng Yao and Yushu didn't reject his suggestion, he relaxed. It seemed like the relationship between Meng Yao, Yushu, and Lin Yi wasn't as solid as he thought. Maybe there was a crack in their relationship, and that was why his plan went so smoothly. It seemed like as long as he beat Lin Yi, it would be easy for him to replace Lin Yi. Then I'll begin. Lin Yi said as he punched at Pinliang. This time, Lin Yi didn't use any skills at all. He only used his normal strength to punch at Pinliang. His low-tier golden cicada undershirt could only defend against attacks from people below Earth class. Earth class masters couldn't defend against them, so Lin Yi only needed to hit him normally to cripple Pinliang. Chapter 25-24. Bang! Pinliang took a punch from Lin Yi, gritting his teeth as he stared at Lin Yi in shock. You! How is that possible? How could you hurt me? Pinliang cried out in shock. Of course you're talking nonsense. You're just standing there and letting me hit you. How can it not hurt? Do you think that's realistic? Lin Yi asked back. But Pinliang didn't even get a chance to ask before Lin Yi's fist came flying at him again. Bang! Ouch! Pinliang cried out in pain as he took 2 steps back, falling on his butt. Pinliang was wearing the low-grade golden cicada undershirt, but it was useless against Lin Yi, so a simple punch from Lin Yi was enough to make Pin Liang cry for his mom and dad. After all, the golden cicada undershirt's defense was strictly based on the level of chi used. It didn't matter how strong the attack was, as long as it was below Earth class, it would be able to defend against it. On the other hand, even a light punch with Earth class chi wouldn't be able to defend against it, and that was exactly what Pin Liang was facing right now. Lin Yi walked over and kicked Pin Liang's butt again, sending him sprawling on the ground. Impossible, this is impossible. Pin Liang crawled up from the ground and looked at Lin Yi in disbelief. Aren't you an Earth class? Lin Yi ignored him and kicked Pin Liang's crotch again. Pin Liang cried out again as he clutched his balls and knelt on the ground, moaning and sweating profusely. Lin Yi. You're so sneaky. You can't do anything sneaky. Xiaofu called out when he saw Pin Liang in trouble. TCH, what sneaky? Didn't we agree before? You just have to beat the guy until he coughs up blood, there's no rule against that. Bai Weituo retorted. Gao Xiaofu immediately shut his mouth. He was speechless. Pin Liang, on the other hand, yelled for a long time before crawling up, clutching his balls. Lin Yi, you're a sky class. Bang! Pin Liang was answered with another kick. The kick landed squarely on Pin Liang's head. It wasn't enough to kill him, but it was enough to make him see stars. Pin Liang didn't even have time to react before Lin Yi kicked him again. Lin Yi didn't want to kill him, so it was too easy to make him suffer. Lin Yi was annoyed just looking at this guy, even though it was true that he liked Meng Yao. But this person's mentality had already reached a twisted and extreme point. How could Lin Yi sympathize with such a person who could kidnap and was just short of rape? If he was as normal as Chen Yutian and Chen Tian, Lin Yi wouldn't mind giving him a fair fight. But this guy wasn't normal, and Lin Yi had no choice but to use abnormal methods to deal with him. Either his golden cicada undergarment had lost its effect, or Lin Yi had become a heaven stage expert. However, no matter which guess it was a little unrealistic. Pin Liang couldn't accept it. The golden cicada undergarment was a treasure bestowed upon him by the pure young heavenly venerable of the everyday and everyday sect, how could it fail? Moreover, it had been working well before. Why was it suddenly not working today? It didn't make sense at all. Yesterday, Lin Yi was still helpless against his underwear. Pin Liang also couldn't accept that Lin Yi had become an Earth class in one day. Lin Yi was still an Earth class mid-phase peak yesterday, and now he was an Earth class late phase. Pin Liang believed it, even when he was an Earth class late phase peak, Pin Liang still believed it. But reaching Sky class in one day, it was something Pin Liang couldn't accept. What kind of speed was this? Wasn't it too fast? With this speed, even if Lin Yi reached Heaven class late phase peak, Zhang Naipeo still wouldn't be able to take revenge. They couldn't hope for revenge in this lifetime. Stop. I give up. Pin Liang was on the verge of tears. Lin Yi's methods were very skillful. Pin Liang was in a lot of pain, but it didn't cause any internal injuries. Lin Yi was a doctor, and he had a deep understanding of the weak parts of the human body that weren't fatal. That was why Pin Liang was in such a tragic situation. And so, Pin Liang didn't care about winning or losing right now. He was about to be tortured to death by Lin Yi, and he'd embarrassed himself enough. He knew that Lin Yi could easily injure him now. As long as he broke his golden cicada undergarment, Lin Yi could easily kill him. Pin Liang guessed that Lin Yi didn't go all out because he was purposely torturing him, waiting for him to break down before giving him a heavy blow. As such, Pin Liang might as well just admit defeat. Pin Liang was curious as to how Lin Yi had managed to break his golden cicada undershirt, but that wasn't important anymore. The outcome was already decided, and he had no choice but to give up, no matter how unwilling he was. Oh, you haven't vomited blood yet. The match isn't over yet. Lin Yi sent another kick at Pinliang's butt. According to our agreement, you'll only lose if you beat the other party up until they're coughing up blood and can't get up. You haven't coughed up blood and can't get up yet, so you can't. Fuck. Pinliang clenched his teeth and bit his lip, spitting out a mouthful of blood. He lay on the ground and yelled, I vomited blood, and I can't get up. Is that okay? Pinliang's actions were met with disdain from the students below the stage. They weren't idiots. How could Pinliang vomit blood? It was only his lip that was bleeding. Wasn't this guy too shameless just because he was afraid of getting beaten up? Xiaofu was dumbfounded as well. What was going on? Wasn't Pinliang supposed to win according to their plan? How did he lose? Xiaofu, what are you looking at? Hurry up and announce the results. What are you doing? Pinliang reminded Xiaofu when he saw him staring blankly off in the middle of the arena. Ah. Oh. Xiaofu came back to his senses and yelled, I hereby announce that Pinliang wins. What? What the fuck? That's cheating. He vomited blood and he still won. Are you kidding me? Even if there's someone behind the scenes, this can't happen. Do you think we're blind or stupid? Pinliang, since Xiaofu said you won, let's continue. Lin Yi raised his right leg, ready to kick Pinliang. Chapter 25. Ah. No, Lin Yi won, I was wrong. Xiaofu quickly changed his words, realizing that he'd said the result in his mind, but the result was completely different from what he'd expected. If that's the case, then I'll be leaving. Congratulations, Liangzi, you've failed. Lin Yi smiled mockingly, where's the rod? Ugh. That's. Pinliang's heart skipped a beat as he remembered the bet he made with Lin Yi. Pinliang didn't think it was possible for him to lose the match, so he agreed without a second thought when Lin Yi asked him to use the rod as a stake. Now, however, he wasn't willing to lose it to Lin Yi. What, you want to go back on your word? Lin Yi's eyes turned cold as he lowered his voice and whispered into Pinliang's ear. You keep your promise, and I'll keep mine. If you don't, then you'll have to be careful tonight. Don't get robbed, you'll lose your rod, and you'll get killed as well. Pinliang's eyes turned cold. Pinliang was startled. That was right, Lin Yi wasn't just any normal person. He was someone who'd even cut out Jiang Wen's kidney. If Pinliang broke his word, then he'd be in real danger. Of course, he didn't know that Lin Yi had reservations about killing him. From Pinliang's point of view, Lin Yi was someone who didn't care about anything. After fighting the noble houses, he went on to fight the hidden houses. Even the ancient sects Zhang Naipeo and Feng Nidian were crippled by him. What did Pinliang have to make Lin Yi worry about him? It was impossible. Lin Yi could crush him like an ant. And so, Pinliang compromised. He took a deep breath and said to Xiaofu, give it to him. Okay. Xiaofu was a little heartbroken, but he didn't dare disobey Pinliang's order. He didn't dare go against Lin Yi either, so he quickly passed the rod to Lin Yi. Lin Yi took the rod with satisfaction and jumped off the stage, walking towards Meng Yao and Yushu. Oh, Shield Bro is the best. Liangzi, you disappoint me. It seems like you're still not good enough. Yushu looked at Pinliang with pity. Pinliang's vision darkened, and he almost fainted. It was over, he'd lost his chance. In his mind, Yushu had really supported him before, but now that he had wasted the opportunity, Yushu was a little disappointed in him. Yushu was an important middleman for him to chase after Meng Yao, to become Meng Yao's bodyguard. If Yushu were to give up and not help him, then he'd be in big trouble. Let's go back to class. The miss was still a woman of few words in front of outsiders. She only said those 6 words faintly before turning around and leaving with Yushu. But when she turned around, Lin Yi saw the trace of a smile on the miss lips. The miss was still the Mississippi. This kind of personality made Lin Yi feel warm. He said goodbye to Bai Weitua, and the two walked towards the biology building. Wang Xinyan didn't join in the fun at all. She was taking an afternoon nap in the classroom. She didn't know why, but she was sleeping a lot more than usual. She was a little confused, but she didn't think too much about it. Wait! Pinliang stood up and called out to Lin Yi. Lin Yi, let's fight again if you dare. What else do you want? Lin Yi asked, carrying the rod. I lost because I didn't use my weapon. That black iron staff is my ultimate weapon. I was tricked by you and used it as a wager, but if I use it as a weapon, I can definitely beat you. That wasn't what Pinliang was thinking at all. He was thinking that Lin Yi wouldn't be able to beat him up even if he coughed up blood, so he didn't need the steel rod at all. Beating Lin Yi like how he'd beaten Tiger Right and Pinliang with a steel rod in front of everyone was too bloody, and the school would definitely intervene. It wouldn't be a fair fight either, so Pinliang didn't use it. How could he have known that Lin Yi would be able to tear through his mid-level golden cicada underwear? Pinliang was both shocked and angered, and he couldn't care less anymore. If he didn't do something soon, Yushu was going to give up on him. He had no choice but to walk forward and act shamelessly again. Oh, it looks like you won't be satisfied if I don't fight you again, right? Lin Yi turned to Pinliang and asked faintly. Of course. You attacked me before, so it's my turn to attack you now. Pinliang said. All right then, since you want to get beaten up again, I'll fulfill your wish. Lin Yi jumped up again and threw the rod to Pinliang. Tell me, what are the rules this time? The rules this time are whoever begs first loses. What do you think? Pinliang had the rod in his hand, and he was confident that he could beat Lin Yi until he begged for mercy. From what he could see, wasn't Tiger Right and Chibing the same? Oh, all right, but what's the stake this time? Lin Yi asked. It's the same as before. If I win, I'll replace you and become Yao Yao's bodyguard. If you win, you take this rod away. Pinliang said. Are you out of your mind? This mystic steel rod is mine now, but I'm lending it to you out of pity. Do you really think it's yours now? Lin Yi smiled coldly at Pinliang. Pinliang paused. He thought about it carefully and realized that it was true. Then. I don't have any treasures to lose to you. What do you say? How about this, if you lose, you'll announce on this stage that you won't harass Meng Yao anymore. What do you think? Lin Yi asked. No. Absolutely not. Pinliang hesitated, but his attitude was surprisingly firm. I'd rather die than be humiliated. I can't agree to this condition. Lin Yi was speechless. He didn't expect Pinliang to have a bottom line. How about this, I'll leave if I lose. Pinliang played a trick. He said he'd leave, but he didn't say he wouldn't come back. All right. Of course, Lin Yi could see the loophole in his words. But he didn't want to argue with him. The sooner the fight was over, the better. Wouldn't Xiaolong's promise be worthless? Even if Pinliang promised, Lin Yi couldn't do anything about it. Shameless people were invincible. Shall we begin? Pinliang asked. Chapter 25-26. Wah! Pinliang immediately started spinning the steel rod in his hand, covering his entire body with it. Pinliang didn't have much strength, but he was very good at using the mystical steel rod. He covered all the weak points on his body, and Lin Yi couldn't hit him at all. Lin Yi couldn't help but be amused by Pinliang's reaction. The kid really did have some talent, using defense as offense to close in on him. But was this mystical steel rod really that good? Lin Yi didn't have the chance to test it out when he held the steel rod in his hand, but from the looks of it, Pinliang was very confident. Lin Yi threw a punch at Pinliang, but Pinliang didn't back down. He swung the steel rod at Lin Yi's arm. Bang! The steel rod smashed into Lin Yi's arm, while Lin Yi's fist smashed into Pinliang's chest. Lin Yi's punch was just a test, and it wasn't much different from before, so Pinliang could still take it. Pinliang gritted his teeth and threw the steel rod at Lin Yi with all his might, one strike after another. Bang bang bang, Lin Yi grimaced in pain from Pinliang's attacks, and couldn't help but take 2 steps back. Pinliang's steel rod was really good, able to break through a practitioner's chi protection. Of course, he didn't know if it was effective against a sky class, but an earth class Lin Yi couldn't defend against it. Of course, the steel rod couldn't do too much damage to Lin Yi. It couldn't kill him, but if he took too many hits, he would definitely get hurt. Lin Yi couldn't use his chi to defend himself, and could only take the hits passively. Although, if Lin Yi clenched his teeth, he could kill Pinliang quickly, but Lin Yi's goal wasn't to kill Pinliang, he just wanted to teach him a lesson. But he couldn't do that now. Lin Yi couldn't keep punching Pinliang like before. If he did that, he would definitely get beaten up. Lin Yi frowned. Although Lin Yi used the second stage of the art of dragon mastery to heal him, Lin Yi still didn't want to be a human punching bag and get beaten up like an idiot. Lin Yi hesitated for a moment before compressing a small chi bomb and throwing it at Pinliang. Lin Yi could fire this type of bomb instantly, and it wouldn't do much damage. Pinliang was charging forward with the rod when he felt something hit his leg. It was actually the chi bomb that exploded on his leg. And so, Pinliang stumbled and fell to the ground. Lin Yi strode over and kicked the acupoint on Pinliang's wrist. Pinliang's grip loosened, and the steel rod fell to the side. Ah! Originally, the students below the stage thought that Pinliang could turn the tables after seeing his bravery. Even Xiaofu thought that he was almost going to win this time. But what they didn't expect was that Pinliang was beaten to the ground after a few moves, and Lin Yi gave him a good kick. Yushu and Mengyao, on the other hand, watched the stage calmly. They knew that even if Pinliang had the steel rod, it wouldn't be able to do anything to Lin Yi. The rod could break through a practitioner's chi protection, but with Pinliang's strength, he still had the strength of a normal person. It was still the power of an ordinary person. It was certain that they could hurt Lin Yi, but Lin Yi could heal himself. Unlike Xiao Qibing and Right Coiling Tiger, Lin Yi's counterattack was effective, and their counterattacks were ineffective. Therefore, Zhong Pingliang was doomed to a tragic end. Even if Lin Yi didn't use the mini chi bomb, he could still beat the crap out of Zhong Pingliang. It was just that he'd have to pay the price. Io, stop hitting me. Stop, I admit defeat, okay. Pinliang said helplessly. Oh, you really lost this time, right? You won't regret it, will you? Lin Yi stopped beating Pinliang. No, I really lost. Pinliang nodded and climbed up from the ground. He handed the steel rod to Lin Yi. You can have it, I lost. Lin Yi nodded and jumped off the stage with the steel rod. Lin Yi left, and so did Meng Yao and Yushu. Soon, the others dispersed as well. Pinliang climbed up from the stage after Lin Yi was gone. He wasn't hurt at all. Lin Yi had held back when he hit him, and Pinliang could feel it. He blamed it on Lin Yi not wanting to cause too much bloodshed in the school. Right, Coiling Tiger, wait. Pinliang called out to Coiling Tiger, Xiaolong, Yellow Hair, and Purple Hair who were about to leave. Liang bro, what are you doing? Pinliang had just been taught a lesson by Lin Yi, but Coiling Tiger wasn't Lin Yi. He didn't have the right to be arrogant in front of Pinliang, so he stopped and turned around with a smile. But he was cursing in his heart. Pinliang, you look like you're strong, but didn't you get beaten up by Lin Yi until you cried for your mom and dad? What the hell? You can only show off in front of weaklings like us, but when you're in front of Lin Yi, you still have to admit defeat. Bully the weak and fear the strong. Fighting with Lin Yi, he wasn't as strong as before, and his weapon wasn't as good as before. How embarrassing. He and Xiaolong had placed their hopes on Pinliang to take care of Lin Yi. Purple Hair, you're the strongest, right? Come here and beat me up. Pinliang pointed at Purple Hair. Aw. Me? Beat you up? Purple Hair's eyes widened as he dug his ears, thinking that he heard wrong. Liang bro, what are you saying? Are you kidding me? Of course, I'm not in the mood to joke with you. Hurry up, come and beat me up. Pinliang ordered. Purple Hair hesitated. He didn't know what Pinliang meant. Was he messing with him or did he really want to get beaten up? Liang bro, what do you mean? Explain yourself, or else Purple Hair wouldn't dare hit you. Coiling Tiger left had no choice but to ask for his subordinate. Nothing, I'm just trying to see if I can defend against his attacks. Pinliang said. Come, hit me a few times. Stop when I tell you to stop. Oh. Coiling Tiger left hesitated and said to Purple Hair. Then go, try it. All right. Purple Hair nodded and walked in front of Pinliang. He stretched out his fist and tried hitting Pinliang. You're tuning into the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.